what you need tonight. A little something to whet your appetite, and it's gonna make you feel alright. Sweet Gravy and Carmen Kirk, check them out as they go to work. Congratulations on your new podcast. Now open up a can of whoop ass and blast, blast, blast. This is Angelo, and I hope you like this show. Wow. Yeah.
Ooh, Carmen, welcome back to another episode of The Sweet Gravy.
Hey.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome.
If you watch the show often, you would notice that today my attire is different than the previous two episodes.
Yeah.
And that is because you stole my unemployment shirt.
Yeah. It's gross.
Why do you think that it's gross?
It is, Kirk. And you wore it again after that, too.
Yeah, because I found it.
All right. But this time it's going in a different hiding spot.
You don't need to hide my clothes
Oh,
from
I'm
me.
going to hide it. If I don't want you to wear it, I'm going to hide it because you do it to me.
I hid one jacket.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
It was a jacket. Didn't quite fit you anymore.
I liked the jacket.
It was pilled all over the place.
Okay, but I liked it and you hit it.
Mm-hmm.
So you started this war.
Oh, yeah.
You got to take responsibility for the wars you start.
I have to I have to pay for my actions.
Yeah. So you want to hide things, then you get stuff hid. And that shirt, you don't need to wear that shirt
You don't
every
think
day
so?
for 2 weeks straight. You can't do that.
No?
No, it's not acceptable. And it's not even the cutest shirt.
It is a really nice shirt.
It's
probably the fanciest shirt that I have.
not after you wore it 300 times. It's
You don't think so?
loosey-goosey. It's like
Yeah,
wrinkled.
It's linen. It's supposed
Oh
to be
my God,
loosey-goosey.
so gross.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, you put it on and then it's wrinkled. That's how linen is.
You have a tendency to exhaust things. You will get attached to one thing and you will go do it over and over and over and over, and I can't do that.
Like what?
Like Mexican food. It's like, I love Mexican food and now I can't eat it because you want to have it every single opportunity you have to have it. Right. And so now
What's wrong with that?
I can't, now I don't even want to eat Mexican food no more. I love Mexican pizzas from Taco Bell. I mean, that's obviously American bullshit, but I don't even want that anymore. I don't want anything as far as Mexican food because you have exhausted it. And that's unfair.
It's unfair because I get the Mexican. If you like it, you should get it.
I know, but you can't eat it every day.
Why not?
I don't know. It's just too many things.
You literally can, though.
You can. I know you can.
Right.
You like it. Yeah, you're funny. But I like beans. If I'm gonna eat Mexican food, I need beans. I'm gonna be farting all over the place all day, every day.
Yeah.
So it's no good for me. And one bean equals one fart.
That's how it works.
Yeah. So if you eat a tablespoonful of beans, that's gonna be like 8 farts right there. Yeah. So it's just not.
Yesterday, you got into a coughing fit, and then you really released a ripper after
Oh my God.
your coughings. Why do you cough like that? And then I was like, BAM!
Oh my God, Kurt, don't say that. It's so embarrassing.
Why?
It just is. And it hurt. It was so strong. It hurt so bad.
The fart ripped you a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting down too. So I was laying down when that happened. Oh my God. It's so embarrassing. I don't know why that happened, but it did. I was like, God damn it.
That's wild.
Yeah. I go outside. I'll fart outside. I'm like, I hope the neighbor upstairs is not sitting outside on his deck because I know he knows all my secrets. He hear him when he's out there. He's never said anything, but I'm like, one day he's gonna be like, "Hey, I hear you."
I hear you. I know you're down there. That's funny.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, man, she's down there again.
down there farting again.
God.
It's because like girls are always weird about farting around guys. Some girls don't care, but then sometimes it's like, I'm gonna just go outside. go to my own personal space.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's always the weird one. It's weird for girls sometimes. And when we first met, my stomach used to hurt so bad. I was so uncomfortable. I couldn't even move around. So I have so much gas in me. But when you first crushing on a boy and you dating and getting to know him, you don't want to be doing that.
You don't want to be a fart woman?
Yeah, you don't want him to hear that, the gross part of you in the beginning. It takes a while before you get comfortable with that. So most girls, they hold it in. They're extremely uncomfortable because they don't want to fart in front of the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I know some girls who just don't care. Like that's them. They ain't got no shame in their game.
It's a natural bodily thing. So it's just not. It's one of those things that you shouldn't be embarrassed about.
Yeah, but
it's like
kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, it's the shame. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This weekend. This weekend. This is the weekend of how we recorded this.
Yeah.
Is the Barbenheimer weekend? Do you know what that is?
No.
So 2 movies were released on Friday. Oppenheimer, which is about a man who made the nuclear bomb, and then the Barbie movie come out, and they're like 2 of like the year's biggest movies, and they were released on the same weekend.
Yeah.
And like the it's interesting because they're like 2 polar one's like a dark, drama.
Yeah.
And the other's like a silly like Barbie movie.
Right.
And a lot of people are like, we're gonna do a double feature. Typically, like big movies like that don't get released at the same time.
Yeah.
But they're doing it right now, and a lot of people are excited, and they're tracking to make a lot of money this year's.
I heard mixed things about this whole Barbie movie. I mean, I haven't watched it. I've seen clips and little things about it, but it's like, I'm not interested in watching a Barbie movie at
Why
all.
not?
I didn't play with Barbies growing up. I had no interest in Barbies. I don't get it. You just have dolls and you're just like, what? Just look at them?
Yeah.
No,
you play with them.
Do what?
You brush
with
their
them?
hair. You get the Malibu play set.
And do what? Something that doesn't move or make noise, and you're just driving it. I just never understood
Carmen.
the concept.
You
of
didn't
it.
have toys as a kid?
Not Barbies, not
didn't have a
dolls that look like people that don't do anything.
You didn't have a Polly Pocket?
No,
You didn't have...
I didn't have any interest in that stuff. I need interactive toys. I had a lot of board games and toys that actually did things.
You don't have an imagination.
No, that's silly.
You don't have an imagination?
Not when it comes to that type of stuff. It's not like, okay, at least with guys who had like a Lego set or like
It's constructive.
yeah, you're building something with them. You're doing the Barbies just sit there and then you put different clothes on them.
Yeah,
It's
you put
just
different
like I put my
clothes.
own clothes on. Why I need to put it on I just never got it. I never wanted anything to do with that. So my parents didn't if I got that toy, I would be disappointed. Like, why did I get this? I could have had something else. Give me the Easy Bake Oven. Go get me some stuff so I could bake this in this. I need more cake mix. I don't want a Barbie. He could have got cake mix and he bought a Barbie instead. I'm like, oh my God.
Worst ever.
That's the worst thing ever.
Oh my.
To have a Barbie just sitting there. Yeah, me or Latrice never cared. Latrice would just cut all the hair off and then throw it in the trash or something.
But you never a Barbie?
Mm-mm.
That's crazy.
No, never. I didn't want that stuff. My parents figured out real quick I didn't want stuff like that. But I got like other things. I mean, like I had growing up, I had a Talk Girl. Like that when I was a little kid. Like things like that was
Like Home Alone?
interesting. Yeah. So I had a pink Talk Girl. You say things and then it records it. It plays it. Yeah, it's interactive. It does things. Barbies just sit there. They don't do anything.
I didn't have a Talk Boy, but I had a Yak Back. You know what that is?
I think so. Yeah.
It's basically
I remember
like,
how they looked. I
it's
can't.
basically like the cheaper version of it. Like you could
Gross.
like record like 9 seconds of something,
Yeah.
and then like you could like slow it down or like speed it up, and that's it.
I remember looking at them, but I never had one. Cause why would I need that if I got a Talk Girl?
Right. You got the Primo stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, my dad was pretty good with Christmases. we got a lot of toys and a lot of stuff for Christmas, but it probably made up for the fact that he worked all the time and didn't spend much time with us. My dad was a person who, I'm not gonna give you a hug, but here's $50. Like he just would buy you stuff. That was how he showed his love, and we were okay with that. It's like, go buy me more stuff. That's fine. But we had pretty decent Christmases. We had certain stuff. Like, he wasn't gonna buy us a pair of Jordans that were $150.
Of course.
Like, that was
your kids.
Yeah, he's not gonna do that. But all the toys and stuff, we had all the good stuff, which was nice. You with your little yak pack. Gross.
Yeah, yeah, it was fun. I had toys. I had a lot of action figures. A lot of Star Wars.
Yeah.
A couple of G.I. Joes. I like the Spawns, the McFarlane toys.
And then they just sit there and do nothing.
No, you play with them.
What do you do?
You like create little stories.
And you were an only child, so you just created the stories by yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's
That
what
sounds
you do.
horrible.
You like, they got little battles and stuff, and how does this person end up there? Yeah, you're just like, oh, blah, 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 blah.
No, we had
They talk, they do
we
things.
got stuff that like jump ropes and skip-its and stuff like that.
Yeah, you got that stuff too.
Yeah, not
But
action figures and stuff.
You can also have the action figures, Carmen.
Yeah.
I had one of the coolest things was a Captain Planet, and it came with a ring. You know, Earth, Wind, Water, Fire, Heart. You know, the Captain Planet ring. But on the bottom of the ring was a little hook, and there was a string that would come from the Captain Planet, and then you could make the Captain Planet fly.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, they had like cool stuff like that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, you know who Swamp Thing is?
No.
He's a comic book guy. He's a man of the swamp. He's made out of plants and stuff. Well, there's like an evil scientist that was the antagonist of the Swamp Thing, and there is this like a chamber thing, and if you put a toy inside of it, you would flip this little thing, and then there's like a trap door in the bottom, and then it would turn into something else. Isn't that cool?
Sure.
Yeah, they had like neat little stuff like that.
That sounds like McDonald's toys. They
Way
always
fancy.
had.
Way fancy.
Way fancy.
McDonald's didn't have nothing on that.
McDonald's had those little toys like that.
Like, so Mighty Max was like a thing. They were like these little like miniature sets, like a Polly Pocket.
Yeah.
But it was for boys, right? A Mighty Max, and it would be like a skull, and then you'd open up the skull, and it was like a castle on the inside. And
I remember those. Yeah.
It would like fit in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
Well, McDonald's came out with a Mighty Max toy, and it was a little tiny, smaller thing, and all it was you spin a wheel and Mighty Max runs in a circle. So lame. That's a McDonald's toy. It's like what the cool stuff is, only it costs $0.25 to make.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you can't. What are you gonna do? It's McDonald's. They give them away free with the kids meal. You can't put too much energy into them. So you let all the little toy creators, the low level toy creators, like, we're gonna let them do the McDonald's ones. That's funny.
Yeah.
But while we're on that topic, we should discuss that this lady, I cannot remember what, it might have been, I don't know if it was Georgia or it's one of these cities she was in. This older lady, she's like 60 something years old, working at Burger King, and she got caught taking fries out the garbage and putting them in the area with the fries to sell, and then she was putting the hot fries on top of the fries from the garbage. So she just grabbed
There were fries in the garbage can.
Yeah.
And
she picked them.
She took them out of the garbage can
and put them in the tray with the fries.
Right.
To sell. And then she finished cooking the other basket of fries and put them on top of the fries she took from the garbage.
Right.
Customers saw her do it because you can see in a lot of places you can see the fry area right from the counter. So these two ladies saw her doing it and they started cussing her out, going off. Like, they were having a freak out. I know the FU did not just do that and try to sell me those fries from that garbage. We saw you. The police came. They arrested the two ladies because when the police got there, they were so irate that he couldn't figure out what was even going on.
The two ladies that saw the lady.
The two ladies that saw her put her fries out the garbage. They were freaking out so bad that he arrested them disorderly conduct. He couldn't even speak to him. They were so upset. They were ready to fight the lady at that point. This lady had to be about 65, 70 years old. So he come there. He see these ladies cussing this old lady out. They can't get him under control, so you arrest him. Well, he finds out why they were so irate, because she was pulling fries out the garbage.
Right.
So then they let the ladies go. They called Burger King headquarters, and they pulled the cameras and seized the lady pulling the fries out the garbage, and then she got booked on felony charges for food tampering. And that holds up to like a 20-year sentence. I mean, it could. I'm sure she won't get that much time. It's a fucking old lady that pulled fries out the garbage, but she could technically.
Yeah.
And it's just interesting. I'm like, it's funny because this lady is an older lady. I wonder if it was just that she felt like, oh man, I don't got enough fries for these orders, and like, oh, I just get these real quick.
There's fries in there.
Yeah, I'll just take it. Like, I wonder, you know what I mean? Because I don't feel like
on the top.
You're not gonna do something like that if you think somebody's watching you. You're gonna sneakily do it because you know that it's bad, unless you're just being malicious. But
if you don't think it's that big of a deal.
Right.
It's
all bad scenarios. Like, you can't pull food. Like, food tampering is like a really bad thing to do. That's like attempted murder. You can't do that. I just thought that was interesting because this old lady pulling fries out the garbage at Burger King.
Yeah.
And now there are people looking at Burger King funny. I already don't go to Burger King. I'm not a fan of Burger King at all. So.
You don't like the Burger King?
No, they don't got good fries.
I don't even know where a Burger King is.
I don't either.
Where's the Burger King?
I haven't seen a Burger King here. Have you?
No.
Me either.
I don't know.
Yep. Damn, Burger King.
Yeah.
Y'all stock. I guarantee you, they stock dropped after that lady got caught because the story went viral. It was on the news and everything.
Or maybe it did better.
Maybe it did better. Like,
yeah, they're like, oh, and no news is good news, or
well, they said what people.
No publicity is bad publicity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they say during Corona that the Corona beer sales went up.
Yeah. Did it? I thought that it dropped.
No, I thought it dropped too, and people said it actually went up. So people are sick. People are like, we're gonna go buy more Coronas.
Well, I know, like, before anything was happening with the when it was like the Corona was becoming a thing, not yet. People were like, this is the only Corona I'm going to have this summer, blah, blah, blah. And then they didn't know a couple weeks later the world was going to shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting. So we checked out the 2023 Jazz and Ribs Festival.
Jazz and Rib Festival.
Yeah,
in Columbus.
They do it in Columbus every year, and we were. I took the weekend off, so we could go check out that festival. And what'd you think about it?
It was great.
Yeah, it's me and Kirk always find these little things to do here since we've been in Columbus. Like, we like the craft shows, and I like the craft shows, and so this festival was like a good little thing to go to. A bunch of food vendors. Like, it's always nice to go to a place where it's all these different types of foods and stuff to try. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like a 3-day thing, and there's like 17 different food.
Barbecue vendors from across the world, or across the country,
The country, yeah. And yeah, it was cool. Cool to see.
I know.
These people, they have these gigantic like marquees and stuff like around their barbecue places. Huge. They got like banners of all the awards that they've won.
Yeah, some of them had their trophies out. Like, look at my award-winning barbecue.
They got their trophies. Yeah, it was pretty neat to see how big that they make themselves look.
Yeah,
and then you see like there were like 4 of them like back to back. Gigantic lines, like crazy.
Yeah, and then the little small trucks, they didn't have no lines.
They didn't have any lines.
The ones that had the big lines was the ones that had all the awards and stuff showcased.
That doesn't mean that the place that's in the trailer is no good.
I'm not saying that. I ain't saying that. But y'all need to y'all need to make some awards or something and put them up there.
Yeah, right.
I would have made a bunch of awards and stuck them
Who
right on.
gave you that trophy? We bought it.
Yeah, we bought it. But they don't know. Nobody's gonna ask that.
Yeah.
I would have put some trophies up there for me too. And got some banners.
Yeah.
Printed out some banners. Got some trophies up there.
Yeah.
And got me a line going too.
Yeah.
That's so funny. But you could tell these businesses, they go to these competitions because the way that their setup was, how they constructed it and everything, with power to everything. They had ovens out there, and like they was pretty.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, they've done this a bunch of times before.
Yeah,
So-
they probably. It's probably a thing where they just have a group of people. Like we're the travel squad,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
we just
too,
go from town to town.
Yep.
Because this isn't the only place that does it.
right.
Yeah. So they
Yeah,
probably
they do
schedule out the
They
summer.
do Jazz and Ribs festivals in a lot of places.
Right.
I think Louisville has a big one too. If I'm not mistaken, I saw on there they have a Ribs festival or something like that in Louisville. I'm not positive,
Okay.
but I saw it it was like a few different states that do like really big ones every year. But yeah, the festival was good. I wanted to go to this place called Shrimp Lips.
And I was like, the shrimp lips is on my list. You're like, I'm going to the shrimp lips.
Yeah. I wasn't.
And then we went there,
Pleased.
and what was it? It was one of those little trailers that you were talking about.
I thought it was gonna be bigger than that.
Nope.
Oh my god!
And it served out of the little tiniest window I've ever seen in my life.
A little tiny window, little tiny kitchen. They took too long to fry the food. It's like
What did you get?
I got a half fried lobster tail.
Half a fried lobster tail.
Yeah, it was a big lobster tail it was a big size lobster tail that they used. So it was worth the price, but they overcooked it. You don't need to fry a lobster tail that much. It should be not like you shouldn't have to tear it apart and rip it apart like that. Like I damn near needed a knife to cut it.
Yeah.
It's like, man, this is not how you fry
Super
lobster.
rubbery.
Yeah, rubbery because you overcooked it.
Right.
It's like, first off, if you get lobsters that are too big, they're already going to be tough. And then you overcooked it. It's like, oh my God, I get that we in Columbus, but damn, y'all don't know how to, it's just basic like technique to fry a lobster. This is basic
Right.
knowledge.
Yeah.
And you got the gator,
Yeah, I got the fried gator.
fried gator.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I was just upset because they had advertised on the side of their truck all the things that they sold, like that was their menu.
Right.
But then when we got
They had
up
a big
there,
banner of we got catfish,
lobster
lobster
fries,
fries,
crabs.
crabs. Yeah.
And I was going there to get some fried crab legs or something. And they didn't. They were like, "Oh, you have to go to the restaurant to get that."
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, awesome."
We're not frying crab legs around here,
Yeah, but you guys have it on the
but it's on the banner
right
there.
So why are you advertising it when you don't have it on the truck?
Because you walk past and then you see the things, but then she said next to that little tiny window
Yeah,
was an even tinier menu.
yeah,
And she was like, "Oh, you got to pick from one of these."
yeah.
Right.
It's like because I want to go to a place that sells seafood and get a Philly steak and cheese. Good job.
Yeah.
It's like I would never be going to your restaurant, lady, because I came one time and you got their false advertising. You had this banner out here. Every single person that walked up when we were there asked for something that they
wasn't
didn't
on
have.
the thing. Yeah, because it caught your eye. 'Cause
Right.
the stuff on the thing was unique.
Right.
You know, it's
And-
like,
but then-
oh, that would be interesting.
Then you get up there and they selling a steak and cheese.
Right.
Girl,
But
that's
they
why you
also-
ain't got a line.
Well, they had the line, but then the line dissipated.
Because they didn't have the food that they were advertising. It's like I get that the other information on this banner that you need that. The banners cost a lot of money. I get that, but put a white sheet over the part that you don't have or something. Don't advertise that you have it. People are
not
walking
have it.
past, they see that, and then you don't have it to offer.
Right.
And you have to explain to every person. It's like y'all ain't make no money today because y'all suck at this.
Right.
So yeah, screw Shrimp Lips. Never going there.
No.
Nope.
Maybe if we go to the local spot.
No, I don't trust them now.
You don't trust them?
No, they're gonna false advertise. I don't trust their marketing and their advertisement. Not happy with that.
I don't know. I was deeply satisfied with my shrimp lips.
With your fried gator.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was good.
Yeah. You said the sauce was pretty good too.
Yeah, the sauce was good. The breading was good.
Yeah. Kirk said, I'm gonna get a brisket sandwich from every place. I'm gonna eat
get
17
brisket sandwiches. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to 2.
I made it too.
It's and there's still 1 in the refrigerator.
Yeah. Right.
So you only ate 1.
I only ate one. But the second one was the Texas Outlaw Barbecue
Right.
from, you know where they were from?
I don't know.
Texas.
Shut up.
So we get there. We were in line for another place, and then you're like, oh, this line's not going anywhere. So
I'm impatient. I'm an impatient person.
So then we went to this other line. I'm like, the line's the same length, and you're like, yeah, okay. So we go there, and the sandwich, they give you like a decent portion, right?
Pretty big portions.
But the barbecue sauce was not so good.
No, it's a little. It was.
And compared to the first sandwich that I had, which was amazing, it was so good. Late night barbecue is where I went the first time.
I just figured it being Texas barbecue. Texas is like really big on barbecue. And then the Texas place that come out here, y'all don't look enthusiastic. Y'all sauce not good.
They're fighting in the back.
Yeah, over silly stuff. It's just like y'all came here and embarrassed Texas. They should have chose another restaurant from there to come. Y'all did not do it justice. It's like, Jesus Christ.
So my second sandwich pulled me off of the brisket sandwich train.
Well, you couldn't even. You was not gonna be able to eat 17 sandwiches, Kirk. You're not a professional food eater. You would have maybe made it to 3 and would have took it home.
If we would have hung out all day. It started at like 9. We go there at 9, have a sandwich. 9:30, have another one. 10:15, get another one. 11, get another one. You could do it. You could do 17.
And you would have spent $300 on brisket sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, things like that. It's not the cheapest. Obviously, they got to make some money, especially for all the work they did to get there and all that stuff. And then nobody was selling bottles of water because they had drink stands. These companies that own the drink stands. So like,
well, what it was the admission to the festival was free, and the way that they paid for the free admission was the city doing the drinks.
Right.
So none of the places had drinks.
Right.
They said that on like the intercom.
And then the local vendors too, I would assume, right? Like how they couldn't sell fries at places because they had a fry place.
Right.
Those were all the local stuff.
Those were locals, but the drinks was specifically the city.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense, I guess.
Right.
But it's like, oh my God, y'all don't have no waters? I'm like, why does nobody have waters? And it's like, sorry, the drink place is right there.
You gotta go to the drink place. Yeah.
So it was interesting. I like to go to stuff like that. There was so many people out there. It was just too hot, man. I was like, it's so hot.
It wasn't that bad.
I think it was hot.
It was hot.
It was only gonna get worse the longer we stayed. Like at some point, it's like, after a few hours, it's like these people were just sitting on the grass. But we didn't come prepared. We should have brought chairs.
Why?
Because everybody had chairs and like camping out in their little spots.
Yeah. But they were also there for like the music and all that.
Yeah, that's true too. They were sitting there just on the grass in the sun, just waiting on the bands to start.
There was this guy, he was on a recumbent bicycle, which is one that like, it's like a lounger chair, but with wheels on it.
Yeah, yeah.
And he rode to the middle of the field and just sat in his bike. He looked so comfortable. Did you see him?
No, I didn't see him.
Yeah, he looked so comfortable.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. So I got Kirk back on Below Deck.
No.
Ooh, yeah. We almost done with this season, Kirk.
You didn't get me back on it. I'm tolerating the Below Deck.
Oh my God, Below Deck is so good.
Yeah, I'm over it.
Okay, I'll say this much. When it comes to working in the hospitality industry, so I got some facts here. So the hospitality industry makes up 23.1% of the entire workforce. That's about 15 million people in hospitality. It's the 5th largest growing industry in the world. That means a lot of people, a lot of jobs are in hospitality. So when I speak from the perspective of hospitality, I can't speak for other jobs outside of that because I don't know how those jobs operate. But when it comes to people and working with people, you have to be a certain way. You have to, if you don't have work ethic, you're going to get bullied by the people who work the hardest.
Right.
Like you're going to get, it's just how it is. If you work hard but you don't have the experience, people are willing to work with you. But if you have not good work ethic, you're always sneaking off on your phone and doing whatever you need to do, people are going to talk about you. Right. All the people who's carrying the load, they're going to talk about you. And you can say, I'm getting bullied. You're getting bullied because you lazy. Sorry. It's just how it works.
Right.
It's an industry where you're supposed to be there for the people, but behind the scenes, everybody rip each other hair out, and that's just what it is. So when I'm watching Below Deck and you see how like some of the girls are on camera and they're like, they're just picking on me. Everything I do is wrong. It is wrong. What?
But sometimes people are getting picked on.
Some people do get bullied.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're not in the cool kids club. That's why you get bullied. Right. It's definitely a Mean Girls world. Hospitality. It's Mean Girls.
Yeah.
I mean, I've dealt with it. Everybody's dealt with it. I've dealt with bigger corporations who might think I'm a little too ghetto or whatever the case may be, and they won't give me positions. Like, that's the same situation. It's just on a higher level.
Right.
So everybody deals with it. You just take the lick and keep going, or get out and do something else. It's that simple.
That's what I loved about whenever I was working at a hotel. I was the night engineer, and I worked by myself.
You didn't have to deal with all the drama that
I had to. I would come in like, and maybe the other guys had an hour or two on their shift, you know. So I had to work with somebody for like an hour or two, you know, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And then I'm just chilling. I'm cruising the rest of the night.
And that's perfect for you because you don't care for the interaction with people you work with anyway.
I work well with other people.
Yeah, I'm not saying you don't, but I think that you would prefer only having to see one or two guys and then working by yourself for the most part.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I get bored. I want to talk to people. I need to work around people. Right. When I have to work in the back by myself, only like that in the morning. Because it takes me a while to wake up. So the first couple hours of work, I don't really have any energy to speak to people. And when I wake up in the morning, sometimes I'm like pretty angry.
Groggy.
I'm angry too. So like in the morning, I'll come into work and this guy would be like, hey, please don't speak to me.
Not yet.
It's too early.
I
do not want to talk to you.
I need to get the rage out of me right quick.
I just need to let me wake up all the way. So I like that. I'll listen to like my music or podcast or whatever and get my job done in the morning. But then during the middle of the day, I want to talk to people. If I'm in the back during the middle of the day, I'm like, oh my God, this is boring. It's going past so slow because I don't have no interaction with people. Yeah. That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But we're different in that way, I guess.
Yeah. I'm fine just keeping to myself. Just let me be.
Yeah.
I can't do with the
drama.
Always. This is the person that always talk to you. You know? I lived with a guy and he's like, I like my privacy, but I don't like to be alone. And that makes complete sense to me.
Yeah.
You know, like have somebody just at arm's length, you know, but not an intrusive person.
Yeah.
Right.
You live with me. I'm both.
Yeah.
I'm intrusive, and sometimes I mind my business, and you be like, "You're not giving me attention. You're in your phone doing your." But don't you like the fact that I'm not up your ass and I'm like doing my own thing?
This morning I'm starting a new video game, and I'm in the character creation part of the game, and I got to pick my voice, and you started talking, and I couldn't hear the voice of what the character is supposed to be, and then you would stop, and then I was like, okay, I'll kick the voice, and then you'd start talking again.
You don't tell me this. I don't know that I'm interrupting you.
Because it would be rude or you would say that it was rude that like you more worried about the video game than me.
Yeah, because it's a video game.
So I stopped and I listened to what you say. That's it.
Oh my God. Boys in a video games. There's something about it.
Yeah.
It's just funny. But yeah, I didn't know that I was irritating you. But
I wouldn't say irritating.
No, but it is irritating.
A little bit.
Well, you said, okay, we got to get the podcast done. Okay, let's watch some Below Deck first.
No, you said that.
I want to watch Below Deck first.
I didn't say let's get the podcast done, but watch Below Deck first. I'm done with the Below Decks.
I'm just like, turn off the video game so we can watch Below Deck so we can do the podcast.
Yeah, say what you really feel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just trying to get the right voice.
That's so funny. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Sweet Gravy Podcast. If you have any questions or suggestions, please go to sweetgravypod@gmail.com. You can also check us out on YouTube and every other streaming platform.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye-bye.